Hi, it's Phocian,
And I'm Eddy.
and we're going to talk about racial tensions tonight. It's a tough subject, but somebody's got to do it. As a Caucasian man, I just want to ask this. Why do African Americans hate a lot of white people?
Well, I don't think that African Americans hate white people. I feel that the media just paints white people as the boogeyman, the scapegoat for all of life's problems. Why you can't reach your goals because the white man's holding you back, you know. And I feel like that's where a lot of that hate, where that flame is fanned.
Okay.
The media. Why do you think Caucasian people hate black people?
You know, and I've thought about that. I think a lot of white people are scared about what our blacks going to take away from the white people. I think white people think that African Americans are going to take something away. And it's like, you got to forget about that crap. This black and white issue is so stupid. I mean, right now we have the highest levels of interracial relationships. Interracial relationships, people used to frown upon that from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Mm-hmm. And they had it in the 30s too when Billie Holiday was singing jazz. So you look at it and you say, okay, let's break this down. Interracial relationships, I think people tend to frown upon that. But I think as people have matured, I'm a 70s baby. You are
I'm born in the 80s.
80s. Okay, so you're born in the 80s. We all grow up in different times. I look at my father from the 40s when he was born and he was raised up. And he's raised up through the civil you know what I mean?
Civil rights movement.
Civil rights movements. And a lot of the Caucasians back in that day, they had a lot of rough things about African Americans, just like African Americans had a lot of rough things about African Americans. So, if you really think about it, there's no difference in between any of us,
right,
except for the skin color. I think people need to quit making excuses of what you've told me. It's like, I think it's an excuse. Just like what you said. You said it's an excuse why people try to hate each other.
Yeah, it's really, I feel that racism is just a deterrent from the real problems. I feel like the news, they love talking about racism because it's a hot topic.
But also genders one side or the other.
Correct. It's easy to identify with as well. So pick a side.
And you know what's weird is you look back in the 1800s and you sit there and you think, we had a civil war. And Lincoln was a Republican. And he sat there and he ended slavery on the backs of a lot of people that, as a Republican, he stopped slavery, and he had the Emancipation Proclamation that every white or every African American will never be a slave again. And then you look back into the 1900s, when we had the KKK started up. Mm-hmm. And the Southern Democrats started the KKK up. So how did it ever go from the Republicans are KKK now and the Democrats are the saviors of the African American people?
Martin Luther King was a Republican.
But a lot of people said he wasn't registered. See, I get a lot of stuff on that because I actually, on Facebook, I'll do that. And they're like, come back, he was not registered as any kind of voter. So it's like, you think about that. I could see him being a Republican. Republicans the one that put African Americans in segregation, did they not?
Martin Luther King was all about freedom and self-determination, and his values were very Republican.
I can believe that. I really do. I just see the Democrats are using African American people for a vote, and that's it.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why they fan the flames of racism. It's like, here, join this side and vote for this.
And we'll take care of you.
Yeah, sure.
And how long has that been going on for? And how's that been going for the African American people?
Exactly.
I want to hear what you have to think about it. If you will, please come to AmericanCivilDebate.com. Thank you.